I think this game could either be fantastic and we continue playing it for months to come, or it could be terrible and this is the only time we play it. So we're gonna find out. I don't have a name for it at all, but
Just come quick, name on the spot. Whip it out. Let's go. Quick. You don't have time to think. Just name. Go.
don't tell me whip it out. That's weird. Um,
Well, when you say get out of context like that.
yeah. I don't. I can tell you what I was inspired by was I had seen.
Explain the game and then I'll say a name for it.
Okay, that works. Yeah, yeah. Basically, the game is each of us will say, if it goes quick, we probably just each of it. We each think of an athlete, and so we like if I go first, I would say my athlete, and then we all say in our lives what we are that athlete of. So like somebody could be the Steph Curry of driving. I don't know what that means, but you explain that to me. And I was inspired.
The game is athlete analogy. I mean,
Okay, that is great for on the spot. Athlete analogy. I love that.
I mean, you set it up perfectly. It's alliteration of the athlete analogy, and I just alliterated the alliteration of the athlete analogy. And
That's a great name about making an analogy about a game of analogies about athletes. That you say analogies about
that was a lot of lead.
Exactly. We're off to a great start with this game. I love how this is going.
All right.
So, yeah, I was inspired by this because I saw a couple of posts where some people were like, they're like, Jeremy Grant is the Tobias Harris, or is the Kevin Durant of Tobias Harris's. And it's like a 3-step, like 3 basketball players that it's like, this guy is
awesome because that's all basketball.
Yeah. Like if somebody said, like Mitchell Trubisky is the Geno Smith of Carson Wentz's. And then it's like you have to kind of like step by step, like, okay, wait, so that means that he's this of the. It's a very fun game, but that's different. This is a spin of that. So, because I brought it up, I'll go first, and I would like to present the athlete Russell Wilson. He's been in the headlines. The Broncos just recently cut him, and they're costing themselves $85 million. So Russell Wilson is the athlete. Now we all 4 of us think, what are we the Russell Wilson of in our lives? And I'll go first because I knew I was going to pick Russell Wilson. I currently, right now in my life, I'm the Russell Wilson of reading books.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Because when I was younger, I was a prolific reader. Started reading at like younger than normal, like started reading at an early age, earlier than normal. Was just like read a ridiculous amount of books in elementary school, even into middle school, reading a crazy amount of books. Russell Wilson, great success as a young quarterback, as a rookie, as a second-year quarterback, wins the Super Bowl. So that lines up. And then it's just fallen off a cliff since COVID. My reading and Russell Wilson. I don't read books like at all anymore, and it's not good. I really got to get back to reading books. So, yeah, Russell Wilson of reading.
It's a good one.
That is good.
I got one.
Let's hear it.
Go for it.
All right, I'm the Russell Wilson of school because like the first 5 weeks goes really well for me, and then I just fall off.
Is that like in college specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, especially like I had Russell Wilson on my fantasy team, and in like 2021, he started off like super hot. The first 5 weeks, I was like leading I was like 5-0, and then he just fell off a cliff. And yeah, it's like there's this meme, and it's like Russell Wilson at like the first half of the season compared to the second half, and it's like a horse. It's like a dog looks really good, and then it's just like a stick figure.
Yeah. Man, that's
a good one.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
So
I was gonna say, I think I am the Russell Wilson of Rainbow Loom.
Oh,
Because
that's a great one.
Yeah. And so here's why I say that, okay? Because I used to be a bandwagon fan. Like, you guys know this. You know, McLister knows it now. I used to be a really bandwagon fan. And so back in my Rainbow Loom era, I made, when the Seahawks won the championship and Russell Wilson led them to the championship game and they won, I had like a Seahawks bracelet. So like I made it with Rainbow Loom and then I spelled out Seahawks with Rainbow Loom, like the letters and stuff.
He was talented. I love it.
I had all
is
the,
so impressed. He went.
I have a penguin, you know, I still have it. I hang it on the Christmas tree every year, like a penguin ornament thing I made with Rainbow Loom. And I don't know. I used to be really good at that stuff. Oh, I must have spent so much time on it. I don't know. But anyway, I was like really good at Rainbow Loom. And then, you know, that era kind of ended and it just haven't done it since then, you know, and just like Russell Wilson, he hasn't been able to throw a good ball since then, since his good days back in Seahawks era. So,
yeah. We're also a Warriors fan or a Heat fan. Which team was
that? Would have been Heat era, right?
That would have been Heat era as well. Yes, I don't have any Heat Rainbow Loom bracelets though, so I only made it for the Seahawks, like sports wise. But that would have been my Heat era, yeah, like the Miami Heat back then. Yeah, and now I don't like LeBron at all, so I don't know what I was thinking when I was younger.
Good luck following that one up, Luke.
I would say, yeah, that was tough to follow up, but I would say I'm the Russell Wilson of watching TV shows. I get really into a good show for like a season or two, and I'm all in. I'm like, this is a great show. I'm like watching this whole show. And then it's like, season 3 rolls around, or I keep getting, I just stop watching it. And then I get traded to a new show, and I try and start again.
That was good. I like that.
I like that analogy. That's a good one.
Are you currently a Russell Wilson? I guess, yeah, he will be a free agent once he's released. Are you currently a free agent like Russell Wilson?
I'm like last year in Seattle, Russell Wilson.
Meaning?
Well, I'm just about to finish up season 2 of the show that I'm watching. And when I first started it, I was, watching it a lot kind of thing. But now I'd maybe watch an episode every couple of days kind of thing.
It's the descent has begun.
But it also is just I don't have as much motivation to watch the show right now.
I do want to say something though. I feel like you've watched every episode of Grey's Anatomy.
I did that over COVID when there was nothing better to do.
Isn't there 20
around in a big house?
There's 20 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
I've only watched up to season 17. I stopped watching after that. It's really, really bad.
Luke's the LeBron of watching Grey's Anatomy. Just so many seasons. The longevity and consistency is crazy.
I would say I'm probably I'm the Kobe of watching Grey's. No, I wouldn't even say that. I would say it was
Whoa, McLister's face. What do you mean the Kobe?
Jeez, Luke.
You've been on it for a long time. I was great for a long time, and then you just stop. Stop. That's not my mind went.
That's not what I meant.
We all thought that's what you meant. So
that's not at all what
McLister's just said it out loud.
I'm just trying to think of I don't know. I'm not even going to use basketball. I'm like the Albert Pujols of watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm pretty good, but there's definitely a lot of people better than me.
I guess that works. Yeah. Did you have a crazy prime of watching it?
Yeah, in my prime over COVID, I watched it all. I knew it all. I was crazy.
Gotcha.
And then, once I stopped watching it, people will watch that show. There have been people that have watched that show episode for episode every season multiple times through. I have not done that. I've watched it once through, and I was content with that. I was good in my prime, but now that I'm retired, I'm done.
So Luke of watching Grey's Anatomy is some athlete who had a short but prolific prime. Derrick Rose You're the Derrick Rose of watching Grey's Anatomy. I don't know why I keep going basketball players, but yeah, I think that because Derrick Rose had like 2-3 amazing seasons, that's like, wow, he could have been so good for so long if you had kept up that pace, Luke. But just didn't happen. So we created another like side game now of like picking the thing and then what athlete are you. So I guess this game works both ways. But does somebody else want to give an athlete?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll give an athlete here. I want to Joel Embiid.
Ooh.
Joel Embiid as the athlete. I haven't thought mine through yet,
Okay.
so I need to think about it.
Well, okay, so to help us all brainstorm here, let's think about Joel Embiid. He is fantastic in the regular season.
Stop, Owen. You have to interpret it for yourself.
I'm just trying to help people out to fill some time so that we can think.
Each person needs to interpret it for themselves, and then like from there, they're like, "That
Okay.
Owen's trying to filibuster.
Yeah, I'm trying to give us time to brainstorm. I guess. Okay, so can I talk through it myself then and just be like, you don't have to take this into account?
Sure, I guess. I don't know. I mean, for my own self.
My thought process, you don't have to go with this. I'm thinking Embiid is dominant in the regular season, but he has not performed in crunch time. He's also gotten hurt a lot. But again, we have to remember he is elite, one of the greatest centers we've ever seen. So I'm thinking something that I am really, really good at, but just for some reason, randomly am not good at it at certain times.
Fine.
All right, go for it.
I am the Joel Embiid of AP classes.
Ooh.
I would do really, really well in the AP classes. Like, I would crush the AP classes. And then the AP test rolled around, and I just would not, like, perform. Like, I did not do great on many of my AP tests. But then, you also think Joel Embiid can't stay healthy. I had my hiccups during those classes as well.
Like actual hiccups? Like you were sick? Or
I'd be doing really well, and then I'd, like, bomb one quiz. But then
Gotcha.
I'd be doing really well.
Gotcha. That's a really good one. The AP tests are like the playoffs of the school season. So that fits really well.
I have mine.
All right.
I'm the Joel Embiid of walking.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So here's what I mean.
I walk real good most of the time.
No, seriously, you guys don't understand. I can really walk. I can walk very well.
Elite.
My stride length, very long. Right? Just an elite walker.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my last name starts with the W, just like the word walker. They named me after that. And so I've been elite since I was a little kid, right? Just like Joel Embiid. I just didn't know it until I got older. Just like Joel Embiid. He didn't discover basketball until he was, in his mid-teenage years. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I was good at walking until I was like 3, right? And then I figured it out and I started walking. So we're similar in that aspect. And also, in the postseason, when the game's on the line, I just haven't performed quite as well. That's what Joel Embiid hasn't done, right? And so for me, I can say the same exact thing. When it gets towards the end of the day, I just don't walk quite as well. I get tired. Injuries start to catch up to me. I would rather just, be in bed, just chilling, right? It's the same exact thing. And to make matters worse, the Joel Embiid has an injury history. We all know that that's the case, right? And so if you look back on my injury history as well, and my failure to walk, when I had sprained ankles, I was really hobbling. I was hobbling like a little bunny probably. And so I think I was in a similar regard to Joel Embiid when I was walking.
That's a very good one. Walking at 3, I don't know about that one, but that was fantastic. I think that I am the Joel Embiid of social interactions in general. Because McLister, I love the faces you make for all of these whenever we say these. I think I'm the Joel Embiid of social interactions because when it's low key and the expectations are not there, low pressure situations, I'm fantastic. But the nerves get to me real quick in the high pressure situations, and I think, like Joel Embiid, I can kind of just start missing my shots. Like I'll still put them up, but there's going to be more turnovers. It's going to be a lot more clunky. I'm not going to be as confident with the thing with my ball handling. I'm going to be second guessing myself, hesitating. And so, social interactions, I will kill it in the regular season, but then we get to that game 7 crunch time. The pressure really gets to me sometimes, and I'll really overthink it.
Well, Owen, you have won game 7. I mean, actually, no, you're like in game 5 right now.
What do you mean? Like currently in my life, or
yeah, like you have a girlfriend?
That's not social interactions.
No, I think
social to get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, so I can see you combine
when the game. That's game 7 over.
Because I know Owen, you didn't want to go to prom. I remember
exactly.
Actually, I know, I see what you're saying. I think you combined Embiid and Ben Simmons, right? Don't want to show up in the crunch time.
I'm Ben Simmons at prom, passing the ball under the basket.
No, but then you actually went and you had a good time, right? So
yes.
You're Embiid, right?
Okay.
But I'm saying the fact that you didn't want to show up part, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then once you get there, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then you're Embiid.
Okay.
So.
I'll take that.
So then,
yeah. Also, did you guys see the news today? Ben Simmons is out for the season again because they're gonna try to analyze what to do about his. So we had to mention that because Ben Simmons. But yeah, Joel Embiid of social interactions / prom, I guess. You're up, McLister.
Joel Embiid of watching Washington Commanders, because it's like, hear me out, because it's like sometimes we start off injury prone, sometimes we start off really well, then we bomb, then we go on a 4 to 5 game win streak, we do really well, and then when it's crunch time, some of the playoffs, we do bad, and then usually sometimes I'm so salty that I don't even watch the playoffs really until it's conference championships or regional or whatever it is.
Yeah, you got a conference. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I initially don't love comparing Joel Embiid to anything Washington Commanders related. That just doesn't, off the bat, doesn't sit well. But that made sense. I approved.
Owen approved.
Good with that one. Yeah. So now it's the Lukes. We need
I'll
athletes.
give my athlete next. My athlete is Baker Mayfield.
Oh, of course it is.
And I've thought of mine already.
Oh no.
Baker Mayfield of playing basketball.
Honestly, that could have been worse.
And I don't think I need to explain myself. I think
No.
Mm-hmm. And I think you two can attest to that. So
Correct. That. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it with my own eyes.
Because I would like to add,
down on YouTube with your own eyes.
but
Yeah, I did.
Luke was like Shaq in his early basketball days because he was just bigger than everyone. Like Baker Mayfield winning a Heisman in college.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and you made that analogy even better.
Thank you. That's athlete analogies for you. That's okay. That's great. Wow.
I got one. I am the Baker Mayfield of running. So my running career, when I first started, I was pretty good, and then I got injured, and then I was didn't do anything for a while. Then I came back, really good for like a season or two, and I just haven't been the same since. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I like that one. Yeah. The Baker. I like how we're incorporating here that we're recognizing Baker was really good. Right, Luke?
It was.
I won't even deny it. You can't deny the Heisman that he won. But the second he stepped foot on an NFL field, he immediately turned into a garbage.
He brought the Browns to the playoffs and won them a playoff game. There was hope.
Like, supposed to be really good.
So
I'm the Baker Mayfield of cooking.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's so perfect.
I just suck.
I think Baker's too good, honestly. Like he was good in college. He had a good season with the Browns. He was good this year. I'm not Owen approved. This is the first one I disagree with. I think you need to pick somebody worse.
I think, Parker, I don't think you could have picked a better analogy.
Yes, I'm just awful. I just am the absolute worst in the world.
Yes.
And I know Owen likes Baker Mayfield, so he's not going to approve of this.
Exactly. But he doesn't have to.
Exactly.
And if it needs to be Owen.
I was just saying.
But if I did want
that
to,
power.
get Owen on my side with this analogy, all I have to do is just remind him of my peanut butter and chocolate chip sandwiches, which are just absolutely elite.
That's your Baker Mayfield high. That's your Heisman.
That's my Heisman. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
On.
You've won me
They're
over.
delicious. Wait, right? Wait, you said Luke McLister. You said that you have them all the time.
I used to eat those like all the time in middle school.
Yeah, they're so good.
Oh, they have
need
a
to
bond
stop.
already.
Yep. See, they're elite. Exactly.
We knew you two would get along. I would say I'm the Baker Mayfield of math because Baker Mayfield was drafted number 1 overall, top prospect. I was a top math prospect, elementary school. Pre-algebra, we started to, it was a little shaky. And then we went farther in algebra, not the best in middle school. And then, again, like Baker Mayfield, I didn't really completely fall off, but there was a drop off in my math skills in high school. I went down from the accelerate the top honors classes into like half a category below, and so that's kind of me dropping that category between 9th and 10th grade was Baker switching to the Bucks, I think, where he went to a different situation and improved a little bit. So yeah, Baker Mayfield of math.
Not bad at math.
Just like Baker Mayfield's not that bad. Thanks, Luke.
That's why that was a not Luke approved.
Not Luke, not Parker approved. Not. You're too good at math, though. You were in the elite classes. You would have to be in the absolutely. You'd have to be dropping out of school.
I would have to have flunked math.
Yes,
Exactly.
you have to have a 0 in math.
You have to hit rock bottom, I guess.
Mhm.
You're gonna Baker Mayfield.
I guess.
Yeah, you've already had to have dropped out of school solely because of math and just gone to work in a bakery in order to be Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Specifically a bakery because of Baker.
Yeah.
He's bigger.
Yeah.
Or you could work in a Mayfield. Either one.
My favorite type of field.
Um,
All right, McLister.
All right, what's your athlete?
Brian Scalabrine.
The final round. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, how do we summarize Brian Scalabrine to Luke?
He's like, dang.
He's people made fun of him because he doesn't seem super athletic, but he's an NBA player who's really good.
Okay.
Just compared to other NBA players, he didn't seem that great.
He rode the bench for the Celtics, and people think he's really bad, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna play him in a pickup game because he sucks." But then people play him in a pickup game, and they get smacked.
His famous quote is, "I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me."
Okay.
Also, he's a white ginger who is in the NBA, so
NBA, he
Huh?
get into He
yeah,
has some good NBA highlights.
yeah. What you got, Luke?
So I am the Brian Scalabrine. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I am the Brian Scalabrine of eating oysters while jumping out of a plane covered in mustard while holding 2 snakes in either hand,
What?
wearing
Wait.
a clown hat without shoes on.
We're gonna need the explanation on this one.
Because I have no idea what that kind of me is.
You worked with what you had, and I appreciate the creativity.
That's a great term, Owen.
Okay,
I appreciate the creativity. Yeah,
that's
you worked with- yeah.
the new affirmation. I appreciate the creativity.
You worked with what you had.
Mhm.
I felt like pretty good for the limited knowledge I had.
I gotta think of mine.
No, Scalabrine playing kickball.
Ooh.
You wouldn't think I'm good at it, but I am 3-time repeating champ in my team sports class in high school.
3 times. That's a run in high school.
That's a.
I got a great
I
one.
actually know hit one time too.
Wow.
I've got a great one.
Luke's been inspired by Luke.
21 boys FCA Cam volleyball team is the Brian Scalabrine of volleyball team.
Let's go. Yeah.
Only boys team to win at SCA leadership camp ever in volleyball.
Ever?
Ever.
Still?
Yes.
Well, the camp doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Wow. Yeah, dude, imagine if Parker had come. That would have... The team would have been even more
Would've been
dominant. But we still, yeah. Nobody else... there's like maybe one person listening who gets this reference at all. But congrats to that one person. Comment if you know what we're talking about. Maybe Tim's listening to this episode.
Maybe.
And he made
Once
it
we I
an hour in.
feel like he has to listen.
Yeah. So that's great. Definitely the Brian Scalabrine of the volleyball at FCA camp. That's a really good one. Man, the Brian Scalabrine is such a great pool. I want to have a really good answer to like do it justice, you know?
I know. Same here. Same here. I'm trying to think through what mine to be.
That's such a great one. I haven't heard Brian Scalabrine referenced in quite a while.
I got one.
It's great
I
to
got
think about him. All right.
I am the Brian Scalabrine of getting on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So my thought process behind that is like, okay, like usually, someone can just airdrop you, the code. Just like it's pretty easy to get into the NBA. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I started you off on false pretenses. So, I mean, getting on Wi-Fi, unless it's your house, right? It's really hard to get on someone's Wi-Fi, especially if they're just some random person you don't even know who they are, right? And so, just like getting in the NBA, it's really hard to get into the NBA, right? Just like it's normally hard to get on any Wi-Fi except from people that you know, right? And so I think it's similar to getting on Wi-Fi, but then what do? You go to the settings app and you press Wi-Fi, and then there's like a bunch of them that pop up, and you press one, right? And then it pops up and it says passcode, right? What do?
It's a good step-by-step.
Exactly. It's step by step. You dismantle how you get on the Wi-Fi. You just break it down. And this is what Brian Scalabrine did. He broke down to people, I am better than you. I am better than you. That's what Brian Scalabrine did. And so I just think that it just correlates 100%. Brian Scalabrine is here. We are here. Just like Wi-Fi is here and normal people are here.
Okay. I thought I was tracking with you for a while, and then...
That doesn't make sense, but it also does make sense.
I think that's the title of the Parker Wolf autobiography. When Parker writes a book that made sense That didn't make sense, but it also made perfect sense by Parker Wolf.
Yes.
That wouldn't be the title of the book. That would be like one of the reviews on the back. It'd be like 5 stars. This book didn't make sense, but it made perfect sense. That would be the reviews for the book. I don't know what the title's TBD, maybe. I don't have a great one for this, which I'm disappointed in, but I think that I would consider myself the Brian Scalabrine of cooking. I know Parker already said cooking for Baker Mayfield, but I think that I have a good case for this because I had a lot of people underestimate my cooking skills when I left home for college. I had many people be like, "Are you sure you're going to be able to cook all your meals for yourself?" And I was going to the MBA of cooking, right, where I'm responsible for cooking all my meals. Went to the MBA of cooking, and people doubted me. And I have held my own. I'm by no means a chef like Luke. Luke's the Steph Curry of cooking. I'm the Brian Scalabrine. I'm dependable. I can make some good, solid meals on a budget. Got a budget with the college funds, and so I've got my go-tos, and I'm good at those. Nothing crazy fancy, just like Brian Scalabrine. And so Brian Scalabrine of cooking.
I like that. I think it's good.
I
like that.
Luke, would you be okay being called the Steph Curry of cooking?
Yes, I'll accept that.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that was
When he's mixing his ingredients, he shoots over deep. The garlic goes in the pot.
Yeah, Luke is much more like Steph Curry with a bowl and a whisk in his hand than a basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Curry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's back to like, oh, maybe.
Chef Lukey.
Oh.
Chef Lukey does not. I don't know about that, but all right. So I think the game was a success. I was worried about it. I didn't know if it was going to be good, but I think the game went pretty well.
And now it has a name too.
And Luke gave it a fantastic name.